Okay, do you know this thing that you've always used but you're not quite sure about its usefulness or whether you're using it correctly? You know, like this little pocket in your pair of jeans, can you actually explain what it is useful for? The same thing goes for present perfect. Most of us have probably learned it without even realizing, meaning you know how to use it, but you don't quite know how to explain it. But the thing is, if you don't know how to explain it, then it means you don't fully understand it. Hence, I prepared this video so you can finally get your heads around the subject. Here's what you're gonna learn: what present perfect tenses are, why you should use them, differences between present perfect and past simple, and I've got a short quiz for you towards the end of the video. Now imagine you woke up in a great mood this morning and you decided to water the plants. Later on at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, someone comes along and says, "These plants look dull and droopy. Don't you ever water them?" What would you say? Let me give you two different answers, and we're going to use those to explain what present perfect is and the differences between present perfect and past simple. Now here's the first answer. I have watered them this morning. This answer is not correct because, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, meaning the morning has already gone. Now the second answer is, I water them today. This answer is not correct either. You see, it is still today, which of course is present. Also, the day hasn't finished, and yet water, the verb, is in the past. So when using present perfect, the time we refer to may have started any time in the past, but should continue until now. Of course, we should use past tenses to talk about past, but if the time we refer to continues until now, then we must use present perfect. Now consider these examples. I lived here until I went to university. She's clearly referring to a time when she was not at university. Both the time and the situation she's talking about have changed. Now let's compare that sentence with this one. I have lived here all my life. I have lived implies that she lived here in the past, but all my life implies that she still lives here. Now here's another one. Imagine it's Monday this week. One of your friends throws a party and decides to invite you. At the party, you decide to do what every good friend does at a friend's party: eat cheese. On Friday you also eat cheese, but you decide you're not eating that anymore this week. On Saturday, you have some friends over for dinner. They're so elated at the catch-up that they talk over one another and you hardly get a chance to speak. When your friends eventually run out of things to say, you see there your chance to tell them about your cheese experience and save the conversation from dying. Then you proudly say, "I've had too much cheese this week." But why? Why not past simple instead of present perfect? You know it's an action that you did in the past, but you still want to indicate that little or nothing has changed up until now. And that's when we use present perfect. Even if the time is not specified, there's still a connection between the past and the time now. Another way to put it is to think of present perfect as activities waiting to be completed or activities that have been finished or completed now. At this point, you're obviously familiarized with its form or the way it appears in sentences. The present perfect always starts with the verb to have, and it's followed by the past participle of a verb. The verb to have is usually contracted when used with present perfect, especially in spoken English, but it's always followed by verb number 3. Even though we use present perfect to refer to things in the past, we still have to remember that the verb to have is used in present simple. So use have not or haven't for negatives, and have you, has he, has she for questions. A major difference between past simple and present perfect is the use of specific time reference. We're usually more specific when we use past simple, so unless it's understood from the context, we usually say when we did something or when something happened. With present perfect, however, we seem to be much more interested in the actions themselves, or rather, in their results. We want to know what the situation is now. Has anything changed? That's not to say that you can't use time markers when using present perfect. Only make sure that the time you refer to extends all the way until now. The present perfect tense is often used for conversation starters. Someone would usually ask the typical question, have you ever done something? Then you have to use past simple, because if you are to be specific about the past, then you have to to use past simple. So in summary, we use present perfect to talk about things that happened or we did in the past within a period of time that started any time in the past and continues until now. Present perfect is also used to talk about actions or situations that haven't changed or are expected to be repeated. And finally, you can also use present perfect to talk about things that have been finished or completed now. Now here's a short exercise to see how much you can remember. I'll give you the answers as well as the explanation later on. How did he go? Here is the explanation. In the first sentence, we're given a date, 2020, which is past because it's 2023 now. So the answer is moved. I moved here in 2020. Now in the second sentence, we're given a clue. I can't find it. If he can't find it, this means he hasn't found it yet, so he's still looking for it. The situation hasn't changed. So the answer is, have you seen my phone? The clue in the third sentence is lately, which means recently. It's of course talking about a time that continues until now. So the answer is, I haven't seen her. So in the fourth one, the clue is I couldn't. The past tense of the verb can, so he couldn't because of the cold, but he obviously can now. In the fifth sentence, the clue is so far, which means until now. Of course, it's clearly present perfect. I've learned a lot so far. I hope you have. Now, in the last sentence, even though we're not given a clue, we can still infer he's talking about the past. There's still a clue, which is the very first. Since it's talking about the time it was invented, it's clearly past, so we must use past simple there. I leave you with a final one. Please leave your answers in your comments below. That's it for this video. I'd really appreciate it if you can share it with as many people as you can, and don't forget to give it a like. See you on the next one.